Listen-only mode.
Hey guys, welcome to the third installment of the VIP Juice Plus training series. Before we get started, I just want to confirm that you can hear me okay as usual. So if you can just start by raising your hand if you can hear me, just so I know that we can get started. And as I can already see all your hands raising now, I know that you can see my screen and obviously you can hear me fine. So over the last couple of weeks, we've had the opportunity to go through the first week and the second week of training for a new Juice Plus franchise in the Team JP. In Team JP. And the cool thing is we've really been able to chunk down and specify the specifics and get clear on the smaller, finer details of what we really need to do ourselves in the first few weeks of the setup, but also what we do with our downline. In the first week, just a little bit of a revision. In the first week, obviously, we went through how to use the Google contact list effectively and how to set them up so that way you can monitor all of your downline's Google contact list effectively. But then also, especially for personal trainers, how you go through the nutrition assessment process and pick up a good 5 to 10 customers in your first week or two as a personal trainer. Last week we went through, in part 2, we went through how to create your PowerPoint presentation for your monthly Juice Plus event, the importance of that Juice Plus event, and then how to set up on your calendar in your 3-week marketing campaign, setting up your Eventbrite event, your Facebook event, and then how to do a weekly email and text blast to drive numbers to that. So that brings us to today, which is the third week of the training series. And I'm excited to share with you that after today, in the new year, I'm going to be doing number 4, 5, and 6. So what's going to happen in the new year, you guys are actually going to have access to these on the Team JP Uni, where all 6 of these will form a basic video tutorial for your first 6 weeks of training, rather, with your new downline. So the way it will simply work is you can go through these 6, and anything that's not being done in your downline yet, you can catch up with them, you can go through it with them, and make sure that it's been run smoothly and systems are being stuck to. And then also, what you can do is any new franchisees, you can use these 6 as a tool. So, and we're going to go through that today. We're going to put together the monthly event and the close, and I'm going to add a cool NLP twist and flavor on how to specifically not just run an event and have the event and market the event, but how to actually convert all those attendees into customers and or franchisees as well. And you'll be surprised how many people will actually be interested in the business opportunity when approached with the opportunity. Also today we're going to talk about how to use these videos and how to use what we have gone through to effectively train your team in your downline. And if you haven't yet gone through any of these items with your downline, then you can effectively do so. So the 2 main elements today will be the final structure and the close for the event, for the monthly event, and also the training, the first 3 weeks of training a new franchisee. And let me start with that. Let's go through a bit of a recap on how do we deliver this event. We know that in the Team JP Uni we have access to all the PowerPoint presentations and videos we need. We know that some of the tools we need all our forms. We're going to go through that more clearly in a moment. And we need the presentation, we need the PowerPoint presentation we're going to use, and the 3 videos. So we're going to package it all together, and I'm going to start from the beginning, just revision-wise, until we get to the close. And then I'm going to talk about the 10-minute close specifically, step by step, pretty much word for word. Now you'll have access to this in the next week or 2, so you can listen back to this and take notes once you have the recording as well. So if you remember clearly, I believe the event really wants to go for, up to around an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And the basic structure I found that works most effectively and easiest to duplicate and teach to your team members is really simple. On arrival, you want people to get there 10 to 15 minutes early. Okay, and on arrival, you want to have everyone that comes along, you want to have them sign in to some sort of sign-in sheet or a booking sheet, so that way you capture everybody's details. Then also what you want to do is you want to have everybody fill out their nutrition assessment. The nutrition assessment, again, for those that aren't aware or haven't yet seen number 2, is just in the basic section here. If you go to 2.2, you go across here to for personal trainers and click on to here, you've got the using nutrition assessment. You're going to print up, say you've got 20 people booked, you're going to print up 20 of those, and everybody's going to fill one of those out when they first arrive. This is going to keep them busy as they arrive, and we're going to use that as a tool to upsell like we do when we talk to our one-on-one clients as well. So that's absolutely critical we have that done. Okay, then we're going to start on time. We're going to do a quick live welcome. So we're going to welcome. Thanks very much, everyone, for coming. And then we want to create engagement. So, who's here because, you're passionate about your health and fitness? Who's here because, et cetera, et cetera. And you get, the hands raised and get engagement. What I'd like to do is we're here tonight to talk about, so you go through what you're going to talk about tonight, really simply. So we're going to talk about a bit about Juice Plus, a bit about if you've got a theme for the night like weight loss or alkalize and energize or raw vegan. Just touch on what you're going to go through. If you have a guest speaker for the evening, which I strongly suggest and strongly recommend as well, then you can talk briefly about them. And then you're going to play the Bear Grylls video. Again, for the videos, you can find here the leadership videos. Sorry, it's in the training tools here. Trust me that. So you've got your marketing tools. Okay, now we've got them. You've got your marketing tools here. Okay, and you can go down and you've got your videos to your Bear Grylls and your Emma and so forth. Okay, so then what you want to do is you want to play your Bear Grylls video. It goes for a quick 2-3 minutes because what that does is creates familiarity, and it's going to allow them to feel a little more comfortable about what you're offering and what you're presenting because there's that attachment to that familiarity. Then you're going to present for up to 10 minutes your PowerPoint presentation on the product. Okay, and then we're going to have 2 closes. So I'm going to share with you how to, in every single presentation you deliver, to deliver the product and the business opportunity. I think it's absolutely critical that we do this, whether it be to a group of personal trainers, allied health professionals, or general population, or a group of mums, because you'll be surprised. And we're going to design it and deliver it in a way where, it's not forceful or it's not aggressive. We're going to pretty much ask for their permission. So it has 2 parts and there's pretty much 2 closes. So imagine we've gone through the intro, the welcome, we've played the Bear Grylls video, we've presented about the product. There's even a couple of videos in there if you want to play a couple of videos about the product as well. If it's your first one or your first couple and you're not yet feeling extremely confident on that, make sure you get everybody to take notes and ask questions at the end. You don't want people asking questions from the crowd at all at any stage. Wait for them at the end of the night. They can come and speak to you at the end of the night afterwards. So then what you're going to do is at the end, once you go through the product, so you're going to explain the product. It's a whole food concentrate. You're going to go through some statistics and present your presentation. And then once you go through that, I think it's a great idea to play the Emma Buckley video, the nutritionist video, because then that adds credibility. It's coming from a qualified nutritionist talking about credibility of the product, and you want to show credibility with research. It's all about that credibility. Then what you're going to do is we're going to start closing the product. We're going to start closing the product. And the way we're going to do this, and this is a basic structure that we use in NLP. NLP is about the delivery or the science of teaching, whether it be to crowds, groups, or one-on-one. And I'm not going to go into depth into the structure and how I formalize the structure, but it's a typical NLP structure, very similar to one that Tony Robbins might use as an example. First things first is once you go through that and you play that video, before you even talk about prices or anything like that, what you want to do is you want to have 2 or 3 customers, raving customers there on that night or on that event with you. And you're just going to invite them. Of course, you want to pre-warn them and let them know to come up to the front and just share 2 or 3 minutes their exciting story or journey with Juice Plus. If you want to get really specific, you might ask them 3 questions. 1, what they like about Juice Plus. 2, the results specifically from Juice Plus. And 3, why they would recommend it to everybody in the room. Now, I strongly recommend 2 or 3 of those because that adds social proof, real-life people that are there in the room, that are living, breathing social proof. So you've got your credibility, your familiarity, you've got your research, and you've got your live social proof. Extremely powerful. Then what I'm going to suggest is you want to have a couple of prize draws. We're going to talk more about wow factors shortly. And what you're going to do is there's 2 types of prize draws. One, the first type of prize draw is where you sticky tape an envelope under one of the seats. It's kind of like an exciting, who can find it kind of prize. And another one is a door prize, like a raffle. So everyone that enters the room will receive a raffle ticket, and there's a prize drawn at the end of the evening. Let's say we're going to do a prize after the customer presentation, and we're going to draw a prize after the business opportunity. Now you might offer something Juice Plus related or something that's not Juice Plus related. It could be a free consultation, something to do with nutrition. It could be a gift pack. It could be maybe another business relationship with somebody else you're working with, some sort of voucher. Heck, it could be movie vouchers. So let's say that for this one that we've actually done a raffle. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep the third person that comes up and does the testimonial to stay up there, and we're going to draw the raffle. You're going to have a box with all the raffle tickets. Okay, we're going to get that. You're going to have a helper. So every time you do one of these events, you really want to help another person, whether it's a customer, a franchisee, a business partner, a downline, a team member. Okay, you're going to need at least 2 people to run this event effectively, maybe even 3 or 4. The helper brings the box, okay, or the assistant, the other person brings the box to the front, and you get somebody from the crowd. You keep them at the front, so you've got 3 people at the front now, yourself. I know this is really specific, but this is brilliant. It works so well. You've got yourself, you've got the testimonial, you've got your assistant, your helper, or your partner, and then you have somebody come up from the crowd to draw it, and then announce the winner, and then you give them that prize. Creates a bit of buzz, creates some fun, creates some excitement. I suggest giving away a month's supply of Juice Plus fruit and veg, because what happens is people see it, and they're like, oh, I want the product, I want it. So they're seeing it handed over, and people are already getting it. They want a part of that. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you start using yes sets. Yes sets are questions that lead to yes answers to directionalize the person's mind into the direction of saying yes. It makes it easier for them to say yes. Okay. You've got the credibility, you've got the fun, you've got the likability, you've got the social proof. You've built it all up. You've got the stats, you've got the research. Now we need them to make the decision. We want to directionalize people to make the decision. You cannot make people make a decision. And the way we're going to do that is a nutrition assessment. So all you're going to do is, once you do that, who here filled out their nutrition assessment? Just hands up, so they put it up. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use pretty much the same process that we went through with the nutrition assessment one-on-one with your PT clients or your clients, if you are a personal trainer, of course. And all you're going to do is you're going to say, I don't want to go too much through this now, but I just want to directionalize everyone to question 18 and 19. And I just want to set hands up in this room who has more than 7 veggies, more than 2 to 3 fruit a day and 7+ veggies a day. Just hands up. And you watch nobody puts their hands up, and you can go, oh, that's not good. Why does? And then you can ask a couple of questions. Get them engaged. Why do you think that it's important for all of us to have 7+ veg a day? And get them saying it themselves. If I say something, it means nothing. But if you say something or they say it, it means everything. Exactly. What does it mean for us? Okay. Well, what if we don't get it? So then what we want to do is we want to create pain. The key to sales is creating pain. It sounds a bit harsh. It sounds a bit manipulative, but it's really true. You look at somebody that's severely overweight. Only when their current lifestyle becomes more painful than the journey they need to embark upon to lose that weight, only when that happens will they take action and make a decision to lose their weight. Everything that we do in our life is motivated by moving towards pleasure or away from pain. Yeah, we want to feel a certain way or we want to move away from a certain feeling. Okay, so we want them to understand and realize what they're actually missing out on. Like I used the example of your iPhone last time. You don't need Juice Plus. You don't need an iPhone. But now you have an iPhone. Could you imagine living without it? You can use this metaphor. It's a brilliant metaphor. Of course not. But you didn't know you wanted it until you had it. It's kind of like the Juice Plus. It's the same thing. Not until you take it will you realize how much you actually wanted it and the difference it actually makes in your life. So then you can ask them a couple of other questions like to induce that fear or that not the fear, sorry, the pain, and things like, what happens if we don't consume enough micronutrients and phytonutrients? What are some of the problems we can have? Yeah, okay, so yeah, heart attack and diabetes and cancers, and bring all those up, bring those babies up. Never ever ever say Juice Plus will directly fix or deal with any of those, but you can still bring it up and say, look, by not getting enough micronutrients, this is what and bring up some cancer stats and bring up some heart disease and diabetes stats and so forth. Okay, then so you've got the pain and you've got the pleasure, and you're linking that. And then you can say, well, who here would like to live an extra 20, 30 years? And that's really what happens when we when we consume a sufficient amount of micronutrients. We're extending our life for 10, 20, 30 years. So add that pleasure. How would you feel if in 5, 10 years' time, if you're not taking enough fruit and vegetables, what's it going to mean for your life? How are you going to feel? What's it going to mean for your family? You're probably going to lose 10, 15, 20 years of your life. But how would you feel if you bridge that gap? Okay? And then you can explain that, obviously, like you do in the PT process, like you do with the PT process and nutrition assessment, you can explain that, I'm just like you. I don't eat 7+ veg every day, most days. Do you know what I mean? But what I do to bridge that gap is actually I take Juice Plus. Pull out your Juice Plus, just like in your PT, your nutrition assessment process, and show it to them. Okay? You can even do the whole take it on stage in front of them or pass them around and get them to touch it and feel it and see it as well. Okay, so engaging all those senses. I take Juice Plus. Now, Juice Plus is only $2.50 a day, which I think is a small price to pay to add 10, 15, 20 years to our life and not, and minimize our risk of all those diseases and so forth. Okay. Now, who here can afford $2.50 a day? And they're going to raise their hand. And who here can see the benefits of taking Juice Plus? Awesome. So who here for $2.50 a day would like to start taking Juice Plus right now? Get them to raise their hands. Okay. Get them to raise their hands. And as they've got their hands up, what you do is you say to them, so just keep your hands up. For me, keep your hands up. And what you're going to do is you're going to get your helper, your business partner, your assistant, the other person that's there while you're at the front, is to run around and hand out the Juice Plus customer orders. Okay, and they're just going to hold on to them. Not going to do anything with them yet, okay? All right, and they're going to hand them out. And then what you're going to say is you're going to use your add values, okay? But it doesn't stop there, guys. How many people in this room have children? How many people in this room have kids under 17? Raise your hand. Okay, as they raise a hand, look them in the eyes and say, how would you like free Juice Plus for your children, where they can use the capsules? If they can't use the capsules, there's actually gummies. They come in gummy form and they can chew them. They're chewables. How many would like free Juice Plus for your children? You can hand out the Children Health Study one as well. But wait, there's more. I think that in the close process, in the sales process, if you can make people laugh, it's going to make it so much easier to get the sale, get the close as well. I'll joke, I'm corny, I'll say, look, but wait, there's more. It's not a free set of steak knives, but actually, I tell you what, everybody that fills in the form this evening and orders your Juice Plus tonight for just $2.50 a day, less than. And if you have kids, you get it free for your kids as well. You get, for each person that signs up, obviously, so if there's two of you, you both need to sign up if you've got two kids. Obviously, it's only one child per sign-up. Okay. Also, I'm going to give each of you $110 worth of free either complete powder, or the berry blends. Okay. So everyone that takes action tonight will get the free for the kids and also $110 worth of complete or the berry blends. Okay. Now, who would like that? Hands up. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to say, so hands up. Who would like to do that? Just what you're going to get you to do is stand up right now. Everybody stand up that has a form in their hand. Get them stand up. As they stand up, now go to the back and see, let's say it's Matt. Go to the back and see Matt, and he's just going to help you with those forms. And then you get them away from the crowd, and you get them filling out the forms, and you get the helper or the couple of helpers. If you can get 2 or 3, that's even better. Get them all to fill them in. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be left with people at the front. And what you're going to say is, also guys, did you know that there's actually a way that you can make money from Juice Plus? That you can actually make money from home, and you can make residual income, even while you sleep? Is it okay if I just share a quick video with you on how to do that? You're going to say no, of course not. Then what you do is you play the video. You don't want questions and all that here. Make sure everybody holds questions to the end. Then you're going to play the business opportunity video. Okay, so you're going to play the business opportunity video. Okay, the 10-minute video, the 5-10-minute video, and then you're going to just add your own feedback and your own information to that at the end, and also you might have some, if you've selected a PowerPoint presentation that has the business opportunity stuff on it, you can go through that as well. Play the video first though, because it's going to make your life easier. Okay, so then what you're going to do is you're going to play that. Okay, and then what you want to do, is you want to say who here would like to start making for just $137.50. You can have your very own website, okay, you get your very own virtual office, you get your very own university, online university with video tutorials and everything that you'll ever need. Okay, it's only $137.50 to start a business for a whole 12 months. Okay, and you get weekly training, your own website, you get added to the VIP group on Facebook, go through exactly what you get, all for $137.50. Who would like to start making money from Juice Plus now? Okay, and then get them to raise their hands. But before you get them to commit then, you want to draw this out. I'm just going to say, before we do that, actually have another prize. Oh, I forgot. Under somebody's seat, under somebody lucky in this room right now, under the seat is an envelope with a gift and a prize. Get everybody looking. This distracts them. Okay, this breaks the state. Okay, creates a bit of a buzz. Okay, gets them moving, changes their physiology. They grab it and then they get them to pull it out and just say, what is it? And get them to call it out and then congratulations, give them a round of applause. Now here, if you have a couple of downline there, which you really do, even if it's your partner or your helper that's helping people sign up, if they're free at this stage, you want at least 1, if not 2 or 3 people that are that are franchisees, again, giving live testimonials. This is the most powerful part of this. Okay, it's really important to get these. It can even be the same person. If you're running short, you need at least 1 person for both of these. It could even be the same person. It can be your business partner or your partner that's helping you out. You get them to share 1, what they like about having a Juice Plus business. 2, the results specifically, and 3, why they recommend everyone in the room starts a business. And you can talk about and include some stats about the fact that 1 out of every 5 homes in Australia has a home business, that direct marketing is the only is the only industry on the planet that actually grows and increases during a financial crisis or a global financial crisis in tough economic times. You can talk about how obviously getting a job in the 9 to 5 just doesn't cut it anymore, and super and pensions don't cover you. You know, what's your long-term plan, and you can go through that as well. Okay, so you can go through a couple of yes sets. You know, who here would like to start making money? You know, who here would, you know, love to, you know, when they retire or stop working one day, have plenty of money coming through to not struggle, those kind of things. Hands up. Then you get the partner to hand out all the forms for their franchisees. So they're the franchisee forms. Okay, so you get them to fill those franchisee forms out, go to the back and complete them. Just thank everybody for coming. Let them know that you've got nibblies and drinks. Okay, and everybody, if anyone has any questions, to hang back to ask you. And then you want to make sure that everybody's getting assisted and help through signing up their forms. If you can, maybe get a whole heap of clipboards. That way we can get everybody signed up. It's really important you have some nibblies and drinks, maybe a big fruit platter, maybe some smoothies, maybe some water or juice or something like that. And that way you can keep everybody behind. Okay, and then you can get them to ask questions one-on-one afterwards. Okay, so you don't want to lose that flow of that close. One last important piece of information is you'll notice that there's 2 forms for the product. Okay, they need to order the product through the Juice Plus form, and there's a direct debit form. Make sure you hand out the product form first. Okay, and let's say Matt is the helper. Matt gets them to sign that up, sign that piece of paper. Then Matt will once he collects those, he will hand them each the direct debit form and then collect that afterwards. Just hand out the one form at a time and collect that afterwards. So there you have a really thorough, really in-depth process for the close and for the presentation. So a quick recap. You've got the welcome. Make sure you get everybody signing the nutrition assessments on the way in. You could even put it on their seat or put a couple of flyers on their seat so they've got something to keep them busy. Do the 5 minutes intro with a Bear Grylls video. Talk about what's happening tonight, bit of engagement. Play the Emma video, the nutritionist video, a bit of PowerPoint on the product. Get your 2 to 3 testimonials to stand up, do your prize draw. Okay, then talk about the nutrition assessment, get them to pull that out, expose the dangers of not having enough micronutrients, expose also the synthetic vitamin thing as well. So a couple of yes sets, okay, then you can get them on get your helper handing out the forms, the product forms. They go to the back, then you go to the business opportunity, ask if it's okay to play the video. Play the quick video. Yeah, remember you add values to that as well, your children's health study and your $110 worth of free stuff. They get the add values, okay? But you've got to go to the back now. And then play the video for the business opportunity, a bit on the PowerPoint, and then do the close with that. Who wants to make money, hand out the forms. Everyone stays back, asks questions, fills out the forms, you collect them all, you know, and there's nibblies and drinks and so forth as well. So there's a basic structure. If you guys have any questions at all, and actually it's probably not that basic, it's quite in-depth. Again, you can listen to this over and over, you'll have access to this. If you have any questions in the specifics of that delivery, and of course it's always subject to change, but imagine if you stick to that process. Imagine the difference in how many customers you convert, even if it's only 5 people that you have at a home presentation. Stick to the process, and I guarantee that you will see massive results. You know, in January, February. I really want all of us as of January doing monthly events. And we're going to do a big drive in January for the 3rd or 4th week, and we're going to overlook the process of everybody in our team to make sure they're using the calendar and they're setting up their event and helping them put their events together. Okay, so that's the structure. I hope that close gives you some more in-depth information on how to deliver your monthly presentation. Imagine if you choose to do it that way, and every single month you run it and grow it, get the same people back to bring their friends, bring prospects, bring clients. Okay, you have a different guest speaker every couple of times. And make it a different theme. You know, you might put in some weight loss stuff. You might put in some Macrolize and Energize stuff. You might have doing a cooking night or something. Who knows? What can you come up with? That's creative. Okay, so next I want to talk about the training. So we've got 5 more minutes just to wrap this up. And I know everyone's probably got busy, you know, being that it's only a couple of days till Christmas. There's 5 elements to the training. So again, these 3 video tutorials, these have been designed for you to incorporate into the training program for each of your new franchisees. So any new franchisees that you bring on board, when you bring them on board, you want to book them straight in for their first training session, their first weekly training session. And for the first 6 to 12 weeks, it definitely wants to be weekly training every week, set time, locked in. Where possible, if you bring on board groups of people, you can funnel them in, so you're doing groups of 3 or 4 or 5. I have a group of 5, a group of 4, and a group of 3 that I see weekly, and they're all at different stages of the training. Okay? So then what you want to do is in week 1 is you can send them to week 1 of this training and they can watch that. Get them to go through the startup process in here. Get them to go through the startup process and read through all of this as much as possible. Okay, and then in week 1, in the first training session, you're going to go through how to sign up a customer, how to sign up a franchisee, how to set up their website, set it up with them, okay, how to find basically the stuff they need on Team JP University and also the virtual franchise. You're also going to go through the Google contact list and the nutrition assessment. That's the first week. Second week, you're going to go through and guide them how to set up their presentation for their first monthly event, get them to lock it in, help them with the calendar, how to use the calendar, and also how to use Eventbrite and setting up the Facebook event and marketing their event. Then the third week, okay, you'll get them to watch this video first, and then the third week, what you'll do is you'll go through the close and help them with their close, put the whole presentation together, and just go through effective training with their downline. And there's 5 steps to effectively training the downline, or 5 components. The first one, you can take notes if you like, is it's really, really important that you have a weekly conference. Okay, absolutely critical. We've spoken about this. I know it's simple. You're going to have 6 videos for the first 6 weeks as of next year. 4, 5, and 6, we're going to talk about how to use the virtual office, how to read reports, really get into the nitty-gritty of the business stuff of running a Juice Plus franchise, okay, which is going to be exciting. So make sure that every week you have a training session with them. Number 2, use group Facebook threads. Okay, John Pilato, you notice, is coming over to Facebook a lot more. It's just a lot easier. A lot of people on there than Skype, I find. But as soon as anybody in your downline or you get a prospect, create a group thread and add an upline and them to it, and send them the video with the business opportunity and the product, and then you can all work together to get that person on board. But what you want to do, if you haven't yet done this, everyone in your downline or your team, is you want to create a group thread, a Facebook message, where you can all communicate. Okay, and there's a couple of components. The third element is communicating through that Facebook thread with all of your guys, because you want to create a team atmosphere, okay, that works even when you're not there. So you're the coach of your Juice Plus franchise, of your business, okay, and then your frontline are your captains. They're your captains. So imagine you're a basketball coach. You're the coach on the sideline, okay, while they're playing the game, yeah, and they're on the court, you need a captain to make sure that everybody else is following the rules, the guidelines, the plays, and sticking to the system, sticking to the process, okay, and the captains are the leaders of that team. So your focus is to make sure that the captain is sticking to it, and then the captain makes sure that the team is sticking to it. That's the process. And the way we do that is through having that Facebook thread. And I like to have competitions. So I'll say, for example, when I bring on board new people, I'll say the first I've got 4 people starting in January as franchisees or PTs. When they start, I'll say the first person to 6 customers in direct will get a month's free coaching. Now, what are some incentives that you can offer them to motivate and drive them? Make sure you're congratulating them through the thread and the Team JP Facebook group as well on a regular basis. Make sure we're doing that. And make sure you're communicating promotions and so forth. So let them know, keep them informed on a regular basis how far they are off, from hitting their 818 now, or their senior direct or their sales coordinator, and keep the buzz going through. There should be at least every other day there should be communication through that feed, that thread, because that's going to keep them pumped, keep them excited, keep them moving forward. The fourth part of the training is the 3 elemental focuses, the 3 primary focuses. And that is really simply with your captains, with your team that are the leaders in the business. The 3 focuses are 1, the Google contact list, keeping that up to date and using that through the nutrition assessment process. Number 2 is making sure that everybody is having a monthly event, a live monthly event. And 3 is making sure that everybody's getting trained effectively by their upline on a weekly basis. And I guarantee if you just implement these 3, make them your 3 focuses with all your downline, what you're going to find is the way you teach your downline is there's not going to be Chinese whispers. They're going to effectively teach their downline and so forth. And number 5 is focus on the specific customers, and what is the primary focus of Juice Plus is to get customers and get franchisees. So make sure we keep driving towards 40 customers, okay, for a qualified business, and 5 frontline to begin with. 5 frontline as ASAP, because that's going to help them through to sales coordinator really quickly. 40 customers and 5 frontline. That's number 5. So 1, a weekly conference. Everybody in the downline have a weekly conference. 2, everybody, all of your captains in your business have a group thread for all their downline on Facebook. 3, they communicate through that with competitions, congratulations, regular communication for promos, etc. 4, you'll always on a regular basis keep them focused on the 3 primary elements: the nutrition assessment Google contact list, the monthly event, and the training. Those 3 elements will give you massive growth. Then number 5, making sure they're constantly focusing on growing and moving towards 40 customers and 5 frontline. Really simple. Use these strategies we've gone through today. Use these 3 video tutorials that will be on the Team JP Uni in the next few weeks. Incorporate them into your training program. Set up your Facebook threads. Get your monthly event happening. Get the Google contact list and the calendar working properly. And next year we're all going to be in for a massive year. Think of the lives. Think of the difference that we can make. Think about the financial gain. Think about the lifestyle you can create for yourself. And I think that's really exciting. Now, I know this is a lot of information. Again, I have recorded this. You will have access to these 3. Feel free to use these and share them with your team accordingly. But if you have any questions, please let me know. Speak to myself, Jason Grossman, your team upline, Nick Ritchie, or John Pilato. And I look forward to watching all of you grow in the new year. Thanks very much.